Good afternoon and welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of Mariners TV. Welcome back. I'm your host, Carly Carmichael, and I'm joined today again by Peter Pryor. Pete, how are you going?
Sensational. Absolute pleasure to be here.
It's been a very unique off-season, but, you know, it's one of those ones we will never forget. But you know what? Good news today. The draw has come out, so we've got a lot of things to chat about today. What else can we expect?
Yeah, so of course, as you said, we're going to run through the draw, including potentially a massive kick-off fixture for the club in our first game there. Of course, we're used to fireworks on New Year's Eve in Gosford. Might see some on the pitch as well, potentially, I think. And we'll be joined, of course, by Oli Bozanic, Alan Stagic, Shaun Mielekamp will join us, and the Mariners' all-time leading goal scorer and six-time Golden Boot winner, Matt Simon, will also join us for a chat.
Beautiful. So now, as we mentioned, the off-season had a little bit of news. Obviously, Mark Birigidi, Ziggy Gordon has re-signed for another year. Matt Simon, your personal favourite, he is back for another year in a bit of a dual role as well, so he'll be mentoring a lot of our young players. I think that's really fantastic for him. He did start out as a young player at the Mariners and he's worked his way through, so he's the perfect person for that job.
Exactly, yeah, exactly right. And speaking of youngsters coming through as well, Dan Hall's come up from the NPL side on a full contract, and Matthew Hatch has signed it on a scholarship, I should say, as well. So exciting to see those youngsters coming through and more and more talent coming through the NPL ranks as the years go by. Of course, the return of Oli Bozanic as well, a Coast Junior himself, to the club is a very exciting one. And Dan Bowman, an Australian under-23 representative. We saw him get some game time in the Oli Roos set up last week as well. Very excited to see what he can do in the yellow and navy.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. Can't wait to see him out there. And then this morning, our Mariners Corporate Network as well also launched right here at the Mariners Centre of Excellence. It's where we're filming from today. And we spoke about some of the new work that's beginning just on Ibis Road, just down there, which will sort of, I guess, path the way to the latest development here. But we'll chat to Shaun Mielekamp a little bit later, who'll talk about that. And I guess the moment we've all been waiting for is the draw.
It's finally here.
It is. It's finally here.
It always feels like such a long off season in the A-League, and you know, you're waiting for days and days. There's no day I look forward to more than draw day in the pre-season anyway. And of course, it's a New Year's Eve derby.
Oh, look, I couldn't ask for anything better. Like New Year's Eve against the Jets. It's perfect for me.
Yep.
So, and we've got some. Oh, thank you, Shaun, celebrating New Year's Eve for us.
Just chucking some party poppers around, of course. Yeah, as I said, most fans look forward to draw release day, but they also look forward to Derby Day.
Yes.
As soon as the draw drops, I know that's the first thing I'm looking forward to, as well as making sure that we've got a New Year's fixture, and the two combined this year. How good is that?
So perfect. Do you want to run through some other key points of the draw as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got 3 games against Western United, as well against the League New Boys, Macarthur Bulls, and Melbourne City as well. 3 derbies in the mix as well. Of course, one on New Year's Eve there, so it'll be the 52nd A-League derby on New Year's Eve. Mariners' all-time leading goal scorer, Matt Simon, is actually the all-time leading derby goal scorer as well in those fixtures, as well as John Hutchinson. He's the appearance record holder in the F3 derby there. He's made 31, I think. We've got 9 games in the first 38 days, so it is pretty condensed. It's going to be pretty crucial to get a fast start there. Yeah,
definitely. It's a very tight turnaround for the boys, but I mean, we saw how well they, were able to back up at the end of last season during that post-COVID period.
Absolutely.
So hopefully that's a good sign of things to come. We will announce a couple of our major rounds, like a pink round that we would normally do. We're looking to lock that in. It is looking at around the 8th of March for now to tie in with International Women's Day, but we will confirm that a little bit later, closer to the kickoff. And but if you want to see the full draw, you can head to ccmariners.com.au. Who have we got next?
So, of course, we've mentioned him a couple of times already in the show, but it is time for us to have a bit of a chat with the Mariners' all-time leading goal scorer and 6-time Golden Boot winner, Matt Simon, who's going to join us on the desk today.
Okay, you go in the middle.
Simmo, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Sensational, mate. It's good to have you joining us. Thank you very much for taking the time, bud. Yeah. Mate, your first goal was actually in a derby.
That's right.
What's your favourite derby memory?
Oh, that's up there. It's one of them. It's always nice to score a goal against Newcastle, but I do remember that one well. I just got off a plane that morning from China, from the Olympic Games, and a bit jet lag, but it was good to get that first one out of the way, and there's no better feeling than scoring in a derby.
Beautiful. And I guess with senior players like you and Oli who's come back, a lot of young boys in the team, you have taken on that dual role with your sort of mentoring. How important is it to sort of make sure that, you're passing on, I guess your wisdom from the last few years and making sure that they're best prepared for their future?
Yeah, look, as you say, we've got a really young squad this year, and having Oli come in has been really great for the team. As we all know, it's been a difficult year in all circumstances around the world, so to have this dual role and to make sure everyone's well-being is good around the team and looking after the young ones and making sure that we give them the best environment to succeed is important, and I'm really enjoying it, and hopefully we can work towards giving them everything they need to perform well this year.
Beautiful. And I guess one of the highlights from last season, especially for me, was that Melbourne victory game. The penalties, the ripped shirt. It was sort of become a bit of an iconic moment last season. I guess, what did that mean for you to sort of be able to win that for us, and and then your jersey went on. We went and auctioned it and raised a lot of money for the Rural Fire Service, which was a fantastic cause.
Yeah, look, obviously that game was a special night, obviously in the history of the club, to come on and to be able to score 2 penalties. I think the second one was in the 100th minute. Was a great feeling, and we hadn't beaten Melbourne Victory for 6 or so years.
Yeah.
So
they love to remind us of that as well.
I think that was a huge result, and then we beat them again in the last game of the season.
Double,
so
yep.
that was nice. Always nice to beat a club like Melbourne Victory, and those to come on and grab those 2 goals was a nice feeling.
Yeah, beautiful.
Mate, how's pre-season tracking so far?
Yeah, look, it's really good. The boys are really positive, and I think we're halfway mark at the moment. We've played a few games, and everyone's fit and strong. So, the draws come out today, obviously. I'm sure you guys have been talking about it, but everyone's really looking forward to that first game, being the derby, and that gives us something to work towards now, and, everyone's really looking forward to it.
Beautiful.
And so finally, today, over the last couple of weeks, I guess, we've had our players going up and giving some of our members a call, either to thank them for signing up or to also, encourage them to come back on. I guess, how important is it for the members to really back us this year and know that we want them to come to Central Coast Stadium and watch the games and support you boys, because it does make a big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. And, I've said in the past, traditionally, our fans are amazing, and, we've got a great core of fans that support the club through thick and thin, and it's no different this year. I think it's even more so this year that everything that's happened, it's going to be difficult for everyone, but the boys really appreciate the support that the fans give the club, and it's my turn to make those phone calls today, and so I'll be calling a few members up and either thanking them or ask them to join again. So I'm looking forward to that, and the more people we can get to the stadiums to watch the games, it's just going to be better for the boys.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Great. I'll be hanging by the phone waiting for the call, mate.
No worries, mate. I'll put your number on the top of the list.
Beautiful.
Finally, before we let you go, it is a busy day for you, because you'll have your first look at our new kit today, taking a few photos there, so we can hopefully launch that very, very soon. Excited to see that? What are you
really
hoping
excited.
for?
I've only seen it on paper at the moment,
Yeah.
so it's always different in real life. So I'm really excited to chuck that on and to be able to parade it around, and
Lovely.
hopefully we get some good shots, and we can.
We always make you look good.
That's it. So, I'm from my good side. But, I'm looking forward to everyone getting a glimpse of that, and everyone being able to purchase the new jerseys.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much.
No worries. Thanks for having me, guys.
Cheers, Simmo.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
mate.
Thanks.
And don't forget, if you do want to become a Central Coast Mariners member, you can do that now. Head to ccmariners.com.au. There is a range of membership packages. Our My Club membership for registered junior players is only $25. So if you've got a young person between the age of 4 and 12 who plays football in your family, they can sign up, get that membership, $25. I think it's like $2 a game or something ridiculous like that.
Bargain
And then there's obviously packages for families. There are some changes this year with COVID. We've done our best to work with it, and we appreciate all the support the renewing members have given us. We know that it hasn't been easy on anyone, so we appreciate the fact that they've been very understanding during this time. But I guess, we'll head back and chat about the New Year's Eve game.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
New Year's Eve is probably one of my favourites. There was only that one year where we didn't have New Year's Eve game,
Yep.
and it felt weird.
It felt
I didn't
kind of
really
empty.
know what to do.
I had no idea what to do with myself.
Yeah.
I was just I wasn't moping around.
Sit
but
at home and watch highlights or
I was
something. I
definitely
don't know.
feeling a little bit listless, that's
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure what to do with myself or how to feel, but huge game, and it's really important for us to start the season as well with a win.
Definitely.
And what better way to get a win than against the Jets? It's
Yeah.
always such a great feeling. And it's, as we said, there's 9 games in the first 38 days there. So it will be a pretty testing month for the side. They proved that they could back it up on a short turnaround at the end of last season post-COVID. So they'll be definitely hoping to do the same again this year, Carly.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, Central Coast Council aren't able to go ahead with their usual waterfront activities, which is it plays a big part for a lot of families on New Year's Eve. A lot of tourists around the area as well always attend. So we are looking to make sure that we make our game bigger and better than ever, so that there is still something that families can come and look forward to. I mean, we would love to have fireworks. We won't confirm it, but we're trying our best to get
There'll definitely
them.
be some fireworks on the pitch at the very least. I think.
I mean, if it's against the Jets, there's bound to be.
I hope so.
So I think it's really important that we still are able to provide something for our community to come and attend. I mean, it's been a shocking year for everyone.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough. Yep.
So I feel like, come to the game, watch us beat the Jets, which would be lovely. Finish it off with some fireworks, and then, just celebrate 2021 and forget 2020 ever
Exactly,
happened.
yeah, let's send it out with a bang. Let's get rid of it. Yep, it's done. I want it over and done with.
Yep,
and
I'm with you.
let's finish on a strong note, Carly.
Beautiful. Well, right now we are going to welcome our head coach, Alan Stagic, who's going to be coming over and will give us a bit of an update on the squad and, what he thinks of the draw. In just a moment.
Be good to chat with Staj. Obviously, the players are training in the background here as well, so we know that it's a little bit tough to get him as soon as we want him sometimes.
Yes, very
obviously
important,
the training is a little bit more important maybe than we are. It's so good of him to at least make himself available on camera to have a chat with everyone that's tuning in. Thank you all again for tuning in to Mariners TV. Of course, it's the first episode of season 2 here.
Yeah, and I guess while we're waiting, our online store is up online at the moment. For those watching today, you get the heads up. We will have a brand new bunch of stock arriving in our online store on Friday, and everything will be 20% off for our Black Friday sale. So brand new stock is a whole bunch of hoodies, polo shirts, men's, ladies, kids stuff, wet weather jackets. There's a whole heap of brand new stuff, plus Mariners footballs as well. That'll all be 20% off. And then we've got some of our discounted stock. Some of it's only $5. You can jump online at the moment and there is some stuff there for $5. So, it's great little stocking stuffers for Christmas. Make sure you jump online, ccmariners.com.au, and make your purchase. But don't forget Black Friday, 20% off. And I think we now have Staj ready. Yes, welcome. Yes, there you go. You can come in the middle. Make yourself comfortable.
Never been a midfielder. Struggle for vision and scanning.
So, I guess, what were your initial thoughts on the draw? Bit of a fast start.
Yeah, look, it's obviously it's an interesting draw. It's obviously it's tough. There's no doubt about it that it's tough in terms of the amount of matches, especially early on. But look, from a pre-season perspective, it's just great to have the draw out and knowing that there's a start date and an end date, and the 7-8 weeks of pre-season we've already done. It's just great to know that we can get out there on New Year's Eve and especially the big game for us, Newcastle at home. We can't wait now, just to give you that that extra little bit of motivation of knowing who we're playing and the date that we're playing on, and the fact that it's our biggest clash first up.
That's good.
Yeah, definitely. Can't wait.
We're all looking forward to it as fans as well, mate. Absolutely, can't wait. But the squad did really well post-COVID with all the short turnarounds and everything like that. We spoke about, Carly's just mentioned there, it's a fast start. Do you back the squad to replicate that sort of form again?
Yeah, look, we have to. Ultimately, we've got 8 or 9 games in the first 30, 35 days. It's definitely a tough schedule. I guess in terms of temperature, it was a bit easier in the winter to back up every 2 or 3 days. So that'll be a challenge, but every team's in the same boat. We've all got the similar issues, and that's where squad size, squad depth, everyone knowing their roles is going to become the most important facet for any team to be successful. So, you'd think a team like Sydney has a slight advantage in that respect in terms of squad depth and the team that they've been able to keep together now for a long time, the consistency within their squad. But we did do well post-COVID. It laid a good platform for us for this season, but certainly it's not enough. We know we have to be better and get better, and the fact that we've got the core group of our squad together as well from last year gives me a lot of confidence that we can do that.
Great, fantastic.
And looking ahead, what can you tell us about the squad, and are we going to see any more new faces?
Yeah, look, we've still got 4 or 5 left to sign. There's a couple of visa players that we've agreed to terms with, so we're just waiting on those final I's to be dotted and T's to be crossed. So, hopefully we can get them over the line quickly and get them into Australia, barring sort of visas and flights and all those difficulties that have been presented with COVID. So, look, we're very excited to get them into the country as soon as we can and have them out here on the training pitch ready for the first game.
Lovely, can't wait.
Yeah,
That sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
And just finally as well, you've made some really young additions to the squad this year. Dan Hall's been promoted, Matt Hatch on a scholarship, and Dan Bowman's coming as well. Really excited to see what he can do here. What can you tell us about them?
Yeah, look, as I said when I came in, in March the first year, that this is a club that prided itself on giving young players an opportunity. And I think now after a year and a half, we can see how the club's evolved over that period of time, both with all the kids that have come through, Sammy Silvera and Gianni on top of the ones you just mentioned, the MPL2 progress of the boys this year. We've got 8 or 9 boys training with us out there now from that MPL2 squad, Maxi Ballard and Hatchie and Hawley and all these other kids that, Cahill and so many others that are now training with us. So, that's really what the club built its foundations on, built its success on, and it's something that we really have to strive to almost rebuild from that foundation point of view over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, because playing with youth players, it's not a 1-year process. It's a 5-10 year process, and we'll see the fruits of that labour in the next cycle rather than immediately. But I'm happy with the way they're progressing. Lewis Miller as well on top of that. So, some of those are going to be second-year A-League players now, so the expectations will be higher, and it's really the challenge for them to be able to perform consistently now week in, week out.
Great.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. We'll let you get
Is that
back
it?
to
I'm
it.
done.
That's it.
Oh, cool.
Nice and easy.
Good, excellent. Who you got in now? Who's replacing me? Sean?
Probably Shaun.
All right, thank you.
You can hand it over. Thank you.
Thanks, Staj.
Beautiful. So can't wait to see those young boys heading out on the pitch, and fingers crossed we're able to get some of the some players into the country. I know there's a lot of difficulty with COVID and flights and things like that. So while we wait for Oli Bozanic, we may actually just bring in Shaun Mielekamp. But before we do, our Mariners Corporate Network this morning launched their vision for what the Centre of Excellence will look like in the coming years. So we'll just flick over to a bit of a flyover. So if you've seen the Mariners Centre of Excellence, it's, we've got the training pitch, we've got the main building, and we've got soccer fives, swimming pool there as well. This will show you, what the long-term plan will be and what you'll be able to see here at Tuggerah. that new development looks fantastic. Cannot wait for it to start happening, and bring some more life into Tuggerah as well. It'll be fantastic.
It's so exciting to see stuff happening again there in that space as well. That was a pretty silky smooth video as well.
Beautiful.
So big props to all involved in that as well.
You can probably tell this isn't Shaun Mielekamp. So we've actually just pulled Oli Bozanic off the pitch. How are you going?
Good. Yeah, just come straight off the pitch to do this.
We saw you, we grabbed you, we thought we'd get you while we had you.
This is a first, but good to be a part of it.
You've had a quick look at the draw this morning. Any initial thoughts?
Excited to get going. Obviously, I've been training at the club since COVID hit, so I've been here for a while, and I really just want to get going. And as a team, we want to get off to a good start, and we're all looking forward to the new campaign.
Beautiful.
Obviously, it's a derby first up on New Year's Eve, a pretty huge one there. And then our second home game is actually against one of your former sides, Melbourne Victory. How important is it to get a really fast start, especially with the games coming thick and fast there?
Yeah, no, as I said, we've been in training, we've been working hard, and now we know that we've got a New Year's Eve fixture to start with, which has always been a massive game for the club. And our fans and our community, so we're looking forward to starting that off with a bang, and then going into Melbourne Victory as well. So we're excited, and we're ready to start the season on the front foot and give great performances every week.
And did you see our last game against? The game we played against Melbourne Victory, where Simmo got the 2 penalties, and what were your thoughts on that?
I think I was overseas at the time.
Yeah.
And just by luck, I just had it on TV. I celebrated it with, especially with Simmo scoring. A friend of mine for so many years, to score 2 goals, and my little girl was loving it as well, and chanting. So
lovely.
No, it was good.
No, he really brings out the passion, doesn't he, of the Central Coast?
Yeah. So speaking of the passion of the Central Coast, I mean, you yourself, you're a Coast Junior. Simmo's a Coast Junior as well, and I guess you're kind of senior players in this side now as well. Or do you guys sort of feel the importance of being able to press the importance on the youngsters of derby games?
On the derby games. It's something that you learn very quickly. I don't think you need to go too deeply into it. Every player in the team knows every game's important, but especially being a derby and a New Year's Eve fixture for first game of the season gives extra importance, and I think it's more about enjoying it and relishing the opportunity to play in front of our fans.
Lovely. And you're headed up to the Mariners office in just a moment to make some phone calls as well. We spoke to Simmo about it earlier.
Yep.
How excited are you to get back to the stadium and play in front of all the Mariners fans?
Yeah, we're so excited to get back there and to play in front of our home fans. And we obviously want to have as many people as we can this season, and especially for the first game. Get out there and get behind your team, and see you soon.
Beautiful. And if Oli calls you today, make sure you renew your membership, because you don't want to.
You might get a special prize from Carly as well if
sure, I'll
organise that over there.
Sure, I'll see what I can do. Great. Well, thank you so much. We'll let you get back to it.
All right, thanks guys.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
mate. Have a good one.
Beautiful. Cannot wait to see Oli back on the pitch.
Yeah, it's great to have him back.
All-time favourite players.
Oh yeah, fantastic. And as I said, he's a Coast Junior. He knows the importance of the big games, or of all the games really, across the league. So good to see him back in yellow and navy this season, Carly.
Lovely. And now we will actually introduce Shaun Mielekamp, our CEO, who will chat about the progress of the club. So I guess we'll start off. We'll just quickly chat about the draw first. There's a lot been happening with leagues leading up to it. What were some of the challenges that were faced to try and put this draw together?
Yeah, draws are normally as difficult as they are normally anyway, and I've never seen anything like the challenges faced for this one. Not only is there border restrictions that were literally changing by the day and trying to have the draw adjusted along with it, but the added challenges around the teams in the Champions League. The information was coming through late, and there's still a lot of variables and unknowns. So there is a prediction that this draw can shift and change. We're prepared for that, but it's just all the different variables being typed in there to make sure that everybody's got a fair and balanced draw. There was one version that had one club, not us, who were playing 7 home games in a row at one stage, and another club that had to play, I think it was 8 games away all at one time as it was coming through. But as the border restrictions changed by the day, it was changing every day, and the recent changes with Adelaide and Perth have definitely allowed us to get to a point now that we've got a draw. We can see where we're playing the games, and like last year, we're one of the few clubs that got all 13 home games with crowds. I'm really excited that once again we've got all 13 home games at Central Coast Stadium, and the capacity is growing again for us. So we're at 50% capacity, and every likelihood it could go up from there by the time we kick off. So very unique draw, lots of challenges and changes, but we're back on the pitch and playing. And if you asked me that question 6 months ago, I would have been stoked to have been right here, right now, talking about the draw and kicking off New Year's Eve at Newcastle.
Cannot wait.
And at the start of COVID, I think I called that one and predicted that one. So I wish I could pick the Melbourne Cup winners as good as I picked that one.
Yeah, how good Super came for that one. I mean, now looking to the future a little bit, this morning you launched the Mariners Corporate Network. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and the vision for this site here at Tuggerah as well?
Yeah, definitely. We had a really exciting morning. It's been a very busy day, and for those of you who might have just seen that video that played through before, but the site has actually been able to progress and make the next stage. So in the corporate world, we've shifted. We were promoting as Mariners in Business, which is pretty much saying that the Mariners are in the corporate world where you give advertising and corporate hospitality. And now we're upping that the next level. So what has happened for us is the feedback from our corporate partners is they're looking to do more business networking at match days. And also as the shift is happening in the business community, the more people are working from home and there's more appetite for that, we're going to offer some more corporate opportunities in at the stadium. So hopefully everybody will see a nice big marquee in there with a big 80-seater room where we can have guest speakers and politicians. And the role for the club is to make sure that any corporate or partner that comes in and they want to meet someone, then our staff will work really hard to make sure that you can do business with sport that's there. And getting back to the Centre of Excellence and the progress that's happened there, we have stalled for the last 5 years, and there was a wonder as to whether things were going to progress. And definitely whilst COVID hit, there was a lot of concern, and that definitely weighed into the long-term plans of the club. But now what has happened is it's been really good. We've been very excited. We've brought back a project manager called Greg Smith, who was the original project manager who built Soccer Fives and the pitch and the pool and, of course, the big office building. And with Greg back, he's been able to get the project going again. The big stall that we had was at the intersection. There's meant to be an entry point coming in through from Ibis Road, and the costs on that were exorbitant, and we weren't able to commercially make that make sense. But Greg's been able to weave his magic, and it looks like there's an opportunity that's coming through from there. And so now the focus is really about a hotel as the next stage, a 126-room hotel being built here on the here at the COE with access from Ibis Road. And why this is so important for us and what has kicked this into gear so quickly has been the Women's World Cup. We've submitted with council to be our base camp for a Women's World Cup. So we hope that we can have the hotel up and running. We need to start construction by the end of next year and complete it within 12 months, which is all possible and on track at the moment. And if we get there, then we can really pitch to the USA teams, to the English teams and teams from around the world to come and base your team here for the Women's World Cup, where you're 1 hour from the stadiums in Sydney, 1 hour up from Newcastle. Can definitely use our game, our fabulous stadium for pre-match warm-up and friendlies and those sort of things. So there's a big pitch and campaign that all starts to come together for us. And ultimately, what does this mean for the Mariners? Is it really starts to re-put that chain about where we train and where we're based. So the aim is through all this is that regardless of whatever ownership structure is in play, that the Mariners will always train here at Tuggerah Centre of Excellence and a big part of the precinct here.
So I guess, as you just mentioned, that this phase of the club is really vital in securing the future of the Mariners, isn't it? Yeah,
most definitely. It's a really interesting time with council where we're having some really good progress and some movements there. Council has got its own challenges at the moment as the council's in administration. So we're looking to meet and re-engage those conversations with council, and it becomes so important. So whether it's with the current owner or prospective owners moving forward, the relationship with the Mariners and Central Coast Council is vital. And in particular as the anchor tenant to bring Gosford to life on match days and to get general traffic and business here in Tuggerah becomes paramount, and that partnership just really is so important for our future.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much for joining us. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what happens with this site. I've been excited about it for the last few years, and to see things happening again, it's just, it's fantastic, and it's going to really do so much more for the whole club.
Yeah, definitely. I think the one bit which, if anyone picked up on, the most exciting part about the hotel is the rooftop bar.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
so
I wasn't going to mention it because I thought it might have made me sound a bit.
So to give some perspective, anyone who's been here, the building is projected to be a fair bit taller than the current office building, and the views will be fantastic. And for the business community that's here in Tuggerah, there's a great place for Friday afternoon drinks, and I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I can't wait.
Might just move the office up there. That'd be nice.
Sounds good. I like it.
Thank you.
Great
And
stuff.
I guess that brings us to the end of our show. As we mentioned before, if you want to see the full draw, you can head to ccmariners.com.au to check that out. Our new kit will be launched in the next week or so, so keep an eye out for that. We'll also be able to let you know how you can get your hands on one of those. And finally, a big thank you once again to JC Entertainment and Events. They've managed to bring their studio to us today so that we were able to do this by the pitch. And thank you, Shaun. Thank you, Pete. And
Pleasure.
we'll be back in a couple of weeks when we kick things off again.
Good stuff.
Been
Cheers.
great. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone. Cheers.